Alright, finally here to review episode 4 of The Acolyte. I've stayed away for a little while because, one, I've been a bit under the weather, and two, the episode just was not very interesting. And thankfully, one of those conditions has improved. First thing I'll mention is there was a weird thing with pronouns. The weird little, groundhog guy that the Jedi hired to track down Kelnaka, the Wookiee Jedi out in the forest, Osha, uses, is he or they, says something along those lines, and it was very strange. I'm a somewhat right-wing guy, and honestly, I'm a little bit confused what the intention was with that, because, Disney likes doing the virtue signaling, but it just seemed non-committal. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. But anyway, the main crux of this episode is May and her traveling companion, who has been providing her weapons, even though he's the one who's around to seemingly enforce the restriction of not using weapons to kill Jedi. And they're trying to get to Kelnaka in the forest, and at the same time, a squad of about a half-dozen Jedi, along with Osha and the groundhog guy, are also trying to find Kelnaka. So, two teams both trying to get to him, and not a whole lot interesting happens in the forest. Osha disturbs some bugs, and nothing comes of that. A bunch of conversations happen that don't reveal anything new about our characters, right up until the last few minutes of the episode, where things begin happening. So May decides to turn herself over to the Jedi She decides to turn herself over to the Jedi because she says to her companion, my loyalty is to Osha, and Osha's alive now. This changes everything. Which, I don't know. And I had to rewatch that bit of the episode, just a couple of minutes ago, to make sure that I hadn't forgotten the reason why. But no, that is just the reason why. And again, that doesn't quite sit right, considering that she, this is the same sister that she decided she was going to just kill randomly while they were children. And, yeah. So she leaves her companion behind, leaves him for dead out in the woods, to go surrender herself to Kelnaka. But when she gets there, oh no, he's been slashed a couple of times across the chest with, looks like a lightsaber. So apparently her master, whoever it is, made it out there, beat her to it and killed this guy, having sensed her intentions or whatever. I don't know why this has happened. Maybe they'll attempt to explain themselves in future episodes. I hope that'll happen. Also, it's a little bit funny to see this Wookiee Jedi. Wookiees, one of the toughest species in the galaxy, with just a couple of slashes across the chest. Meanwhile, we've got humans surviving stabs. Again, lightsabers. What can they do? Who knows? It all depends on the circumstance. Anyway. And so yeah, May was gonna surrender herself to Kelnaka, but now he's dead, and then the squad of Jedi and Osha roll up, and so she's in a pretty tight bind. And then her master sneaks up behind the Jedi, and then so it's a standoff between him. It's a standoff between this mysterious figure and the Jedi, and and they all like charge at him with their lightsabers drawn, and then he just does a big force push, and then there's a big cloud of dust, and he's gone. And yeah, so and that's all that really happened in the episode. They said later on that they didn't have the budget to have the fight scene with Kelnaka, and that's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird, considering they spend a collective tens of millions of dollars on each episode of this show. Also, another thing I noticed was weird when I rewatched that one scene with May changing her loyalties. This episode was shorter than all the other ones. Like this is the shortest one. It's like 4 minutes shorter than the next shortest one. Like, I feel like there might have been plans to put in a fight scene with a Wookiee Jedi in it. And then they just decided against it for some reason. And I don't think it's really the budget, because like, how could it be the budget? It's Disney. They can afford to do whatever. I really think it's because they just didn't want to put something that cool in there. That's all I can assume from this. But anyway, you know, they've still got the mystery of, oh, who is May's mysterious master? I'm calling it now. It's gonna be a woman under that helmet. Just because it's the kind of thing they would do. And it's the kind of thing they did last time they did this, when it was in Solo. Which, yeah. Perhaps I just reminded you of the existence of Solo, a Star Wars story. Maybe. Alright, well, episode 5 is only a couple of days hence, so I'll see you next time.